grandmother, who'd been trying in her unsettled way to prepare Zoe for a new mother. The Queen had been behind the match between Alex and his deceased wife, Teresa. Both women were from the House of Valadair. Now, with Teresa gone, his grandmother had been negotiating with the House of Helvetia for a marriage between her grandson and the Princess Genevieve, but her machinations were wasted on Alex. I had breakfast with her earlier this morning, and she seemed all right. What happened to set her off with Sophia? Not Sophia, he clarified, but two new situations have arisen, if I may speak frankly. Only two? Alex ground his teeth in worry and frustration. He'd had hopes this was a phase that would pass, but the situation was growing worse. You always do. Her new American tutor, Dr. Wyman, just handed in his notice, and her Greek tutor, Kyrie Kostas, is threatening to resign. As you know, the two have been at odds with each other over the proper curriculum for the princess. Dr. Wyman is out in the hall. Before he leaves the palace, he requests a brief audience with you. Alex got to his feet. 2 weeks ago, he'd been forced to withdraw her from the preschool classes she went to 3 times a week because her teacher couldn't get her to participate. Fearing something was physically wrong with Zoe, he'd asked his personal physician to give her a thorough examination. But the doctor had found nothing wrong. Now her English tutor had resigned? Alex's wife, who'd spent a portion of her teenage years in America, had died of a serious heart condition. Before passing away, she'd made him promise Zoe would grow up to be fluent in English. He'd done everything in his power to honor her wishes, even hiring an American tutor. Alex himself made an effort to speak English with her every day. He took a fortifying breath. Show him in. The 40-year-old American teacher had come highly recommended after leaving the employ of Alex's second cousin, King Alexandre Philippe of Valadair, a principality bordering the Romansh-speaking canton of Switzerland. No longer needing a tutor for his son, the king, who was best friends with Alex's brother, had recommended Dr. Wyman to come to Hellenica and teach Zoe. Your Highness, he bowed. Dr. Wyman, Hector tells me you've resigned. Is my daughter truly too difficult for you to handle any longer? Lately, it's a case of her running away when she sees me, he answered honestly. It's my opinion she's frightened about something and hardly speaks at all. What comes out, I don't understand. Mr. Kostas says it's my method, but I disagree. Something's wrong, but I'm only a teacher. Since Zoe's medical exam, Alex had considered calling in a child psychiatrist for a consultation. Dr. Wyman said she was frightened. Alex agreed. This behavior wasn't normal. So far, he thought it was a case of arrested development because Zoe had been born premature. But maybe not having a mother had brought on psychological problems that hadn't been recognizable until now. If she were your child, what would you do? Well, I think before I took her to a child psychologist, I'd find out if there's a physiological problem that is preventing her from talking as much as she should. If so, maybe that's what is frightening her. Where could I go for that kind of expertise? The Stillman Institute in New York City. Their clinic has some of the best speech therapists in the United States. I'd take my child there for an evaluation. I'll look into it. Thank you for your suggestion and your help with Princess Zoe, Dr. Wyman. I appreciate your honesty. You leave the palace with my highest recommendation. Thank you, Your Highness. I hope you get answers soon. I'm very fond of her. So am I. After Dr. Wyman left, Alex checked his watch. By the time he'd had lunch with the head of the hospital association, the clinic in New York would be open.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.